Have you ever wondered why, when you stop speaking, when you pull back and retreat into your own silence, he begins to chase you more than ever? Imagine this, a man, once indifferent, suddenly drawn toward you, as if something deep within him is stirred, something primal, something that cannot be ignored. He seeks you, not in words, but in the spaces where your voice used to fill the air. He searches, longingly, for the very thing that eludes him, your silence. In the unconscious realms of male desire, silence is a potent weapon, one that calls forth the deepest parts of his psyche. Jungian psychology tells us that what is repressed, what is hidden in the shadow, cannot be ignored forever. It must be encountered, it must be integrated. And it is in your silence that you unknowingly compel him to confront what he refuses to acknowledge, his own need for control, for understanding, and for power. Silence is not weakness, nor is it a sign of indifference. It is an act of self-preservation, a retreat into your own realm of power, where your worth is not validated by external forces, but by the unwavering strength within you. The moment you withdraw, he is left to grapple with his own emotions. The absence of your presence, a presence that was once so constant and eager to please, leaves him restless, uncertain, and searching for answers that only you can provide. And yet these answers are not found in the sound of your voice, but in the stillness of your being. You see, the essence of attraction lies not in what is given, but in what is withheld. Every woman who knows the power of her silence understands that she doesn't need to fill the space with words or actions to command attention. Her power lies in the delicate art of holding back. And when a man feels the absence of that energy, he is thrust into a world of longing, of seeking. He desires you more, not because you have given him more, but because you have become a mystery, an enigma that his ego cannot grasp, yet desperately craves to understand. Jung spoke of the importance of the shadow, that dark, unacknowledged part of the self that hides away all our fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts. Men, like women, have shadows that are often veiled beneath layers of social conditioning, pride, and ego. When you remain silent, you indirectly force him to confront his own inner contradictions. He is no longer able to project his desires onto you through endless conversation or actions. In your silence, he is forced to reflect, to look inward and ask himself why he cannot easily possess you. This is where the unconscious dance of attraction begins. The more you pull back, the more he is drawn toward you. He is not just seeking your attention, he is searching for himself. In every moment you remain silent, you hold up a mirror to his unconscious, showing him the gaps in his understanding of you, and in doing so, forcing him to confront the parts of himself that are most hidden. Men often operate under the guise of strength, of dominance, of always needing to be the one in control. But beneath that facade lies an insecurity, a vulnerability that few are willing to admit. Silence forces him to face this truth. Your withdrawal, your refusal to feed his ego with your constant validation, exposes his inner weakness. And it is this very exposure, this rawness, that ignites the desire in him to come closer, to possess, to understand what it is about you that eludes him. The silence, the absence of your words, is not just a form of withholding. It is an invitation to break free from the chains of ego and societal expectation, and to explore the depths of emotional connection. It is an invitation to intimacy, but not in the conventional sense. It is a deeper kind of intimacy, one that does not rely on the superficiality of conversation or gestures, but one that is built on the silent understanding between two souls who know that their connection is not easily defined. As you become more aware of the power of your silence, you will notice a shift. The men who once took your presence for granted will now find themselves vying for your attention. They will begin to sense the shift in the energetic exchange between you, as if you have become a force they cannot easily control, a force that commands respect and curiosity. Your silence is your power, your strength, and your subtle act of resistance. It is the quiet force that stirs his desire, that forces him to confront the shadow he would rather keep hidden, and that pulls him closer, not through words, but through the magnetic force of your mysterious, unspoken energy.
The moment you silence yourself, you step into a realm where ego ceases to dictate your every move. No longer do you feel the need to perform, to prove, or to appease. You become a vessel of pure self-worth, a woman whose presence is felt not because of what she gives, but because of what she has already cultivated within herself. This is the essence of femininity in its most powerful form. A quiet confidence that does not need external affirmation. In a world where men are taught to pursue, to conquer, and to claim, your silence becomes a riddle they cannot solve. Your detachment from the need to fill every moment with words or actions challenges the very core of their identity. The pursuit of a woman has always been tied to possession, yet how does one possess what remains elusive, what slips away just as easily as it is grasped? Your silence holds a subtle rebellion, a refusal to be owned, a refusal to be reduced to an object of validation. In the space you create between your words, between your interactions, he is confronted with something he cannot simply take. It is not your beauty, your wit, or your charm that holds him. It is your refusal to engage with his ego, to dance to his tune. It is the strength of your own self-regulation and autonomy that pulls him in. The act of remaining silent when he expects you to speak is a form of individuation. Jung spoke of individuation as the process of becoming one's true self, integrating the conscious with the unconscious and shedding the false masks that society places upon us. By retreating into silence, you are not withdrawing. Rather, you are becoming fully present with yourself, reclaiming your energy from the demands of the external world. This process of self-awareness and self-sovereignty invites a deeper connection with your own essence, and in turn, demands a deeper connection from him. In the silence, he is left to question his own desires. What does he truly want from you? Is it love, validation, or simply the satisfaction of conquest? Does he want to possess you as an object, or does he long to understand the complexities of your soul? These questions echo in the cavernous emptiness left by your withdrawal, and in that silence he must wrestle with his own motivations. His pursuit becomes a spiritual exercise, a quest for meaning, a search for an intimacy that transcends the superficial. But here lies the truth. Men cannot possess what they do not understand, and the more you retreat into your own quiet, powerful space, the more they are forced to relinquish the illusion of control. The more they must confront their own shadows, their own projections, and their own unmet needs. The man who truly desires you is the man who is willing to confront the mystery of your silence, to grapple with the deeper layers of his own psyche. It is only when he does this that he can experience the full force of your feminine power, not as a possession, but as an equal, as a partner, as an enigma he will never fully own but forever seek to understand. The moment a woman begins to silence herself, not out of fear, but out of wisdom, she allows the other person to come to her, not because he has to, but because he chooses to. This is the dance of the feminine. To be so grounded in your own self-worth that the need for validation falls away. When you stop chasing, you don't push him away. You pull him in, not through words or actions, but through your presence. Your silence becomes an invitation for him to enter your world, a world that cannot be understood by words alone, but only through deeper, soul-level connection. And yet, the woman who understands the power of her silence knows that she is not bound by anyone. She is free, not because she is alone, but because she has come to know herself in a way that is beyond the reach of others' expectations. Her silence is not a prison. It is her liberation. It is the space where she is whole, complete, and utterly untouchable. As the man pursues, as he seeks to understand, as he becomes increasingly captivated by the mystery you embody, you remain unshaken. You do not chase him, nor do you settle for anything less than what you deserve. Your silence is a reflection of your inner strength, a powerful reminder that you do not need to bend to anyone's will. The woman who understands this truth, who knows the depth of her own worth, becomes an irresistible force, not because of what she gives, but because of the quiet, unyielding force she holds within.
In this silence, you begin to see the true power of detachment, the art of remaining emotionally steady amidst the chaos of external demands. It is not an absence of emotion, but a conscious choice to remain sovereign over your own energy. The world will try to tell you that to be desired, to be loved, you must always be available, always be speaking, always be giving. But the woman who understands the power of her silence knows that she does not need to give of herself endlessly to be worthy of love. In her silence, she teaches that love is not a commodity to be exchanged, but an energy to be shared in mutual respect and understanding. Every moment you remain silent, you give him space to confront the truth of his own feelings. This is the essence of true attraction. It is not the loud and frantic chase for attention, but the quiet magnetic force that draws him in despite himself. You're not the prize to be won through conquest, but the eternal mystery that calls him to step into a deeper version of himself. Jung spoke often of the anima in men, the unconscious, inner feminine aspect of their psyche. Every man, whether he recognizes it or not, has an anima, a part of him that yearns for the emotional depth, intuition, and nurturing qualities typically associated with the feminine. When you withdraw into silence, you force him to confront this anima within himself. He may not know it consciously, but his desire for you is tied to the unresolved aspects of his own emotional and spiritual self. You become the living embodiment of the mystery he has long sought to reconcile, not just within you, but within himself. It is here that the dynamics of ego and shadow play their part. The ego, the surface self that seeks validation and control, wants to conquer you, to possess you, to keep you under its domain. Yet it is the shadow, the part of him that is hidden, repressed, and unacknowledged, that is drawn to the depths of your silence. He desires not just your outward form, but the parts of you that cannot be controlled, that remain untouched by his desires. Your silence is the invitation for him to confront the parts of himself he has long buried, his vulnerability, his insecurities, his deepest fears. In Jungian terms, this is the dance of projection. The man who is captivated by your silence is not merely attracted to you. He is projecting his own inner desires, his unspoken longings, and his unconscious self onto you. The more silent you remain, the more he is forced to confront what he has been avoiding. You become the mirror that reflects back to him what he has failed to see in himself. And this is the essence of true connection. It is not about merging or becoming one, but about two separate beings meeting in a space of deep, unspoken understanding. But here is the paradox. By remaining silent, you are not simply withholding, You are giving him the space he needs to grow, to evolve, and to face the parts of himself he has been avoiding. You are inviting him into a deeper level of intimacy that is not based on words, but on a silent knowing that transcends the surface level of interaction. The silence becomes a bridge, not a wall. It is in this space that the most profound connections are forged, for it is in silence that the soul speaks most loudly. As you hold this space, you also begin to realize that your power does not come from controlling him or keeping him at arm's length. Your power comes from your ability to remain true to yourself, to stay anchored in your own sense of worth, regardless of whether or not he acknowledges it. This is the true strength of the feminine, not the need for external validation, but the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from within. The man who truly desires you will come not because you have allowed him to, but because he cannot help himself. He will come not because you have sought him out, but because he has been drawn into the gravitational pull of your presence. And when he does come, he will not be met with the desperate, needy woman who seeks validation from him. He will meet the sovereign, empowered woman who stands before him as an equal, silent, strong, and utterly unattainable. In this silence, you are reborn. You become the woman who does not chase, who does not hunger for validation, who does not bend to the whims of the world. You become the woman who knows her worth, who knows that her value is inherent and cannot be diminished by the actions or inactions of others. And it is in this knowing that you unlock the deepest form of desire, not just in him, but in yourself. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase. She chooses.